in manufacturing, there are certain kind of people who do jobs which is not like a batch product, or they don't have a standard product. They work SPM, special purpose machines. And the biggest problem with them is it's all about creating new innovation challenges. Our next guest in the Future of Farming podcast is Sumesh Sadasivan, the director of ETA Technologies, Bangalore. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of people last year. You know, we did this manufacturing maestros. One thing we have seen is there are people who work on like special components. They are not standard products. Every time they need to innovate, and they were telling that it is very challenging. It is not very easy because they are not able to make profit. And ETA always used to produce special purpose machines for special innovations. What is your thoughts on making these SPMs and creating big profit margins? I just want to understand.
Yeah. So our thought process has been we build our solution around the product it's supposed to make. So by that, with that thought process, what happens is all of our machines turns out to be unique. So that's what we want. We say we help our customers make their best product ever, and that's a challenge too. As you said, we have to constantly innovate. So that's a constant for us. We need to keep running every time to be at the same place even. So if you talk about friction welding, rotary friction welding to be precise, we talk about in terms of tonnage, 10 tons, 100 tons, 250, 100,000 tons. That is one element of challenge for scaling it up. But on the other side, when you talk about precision, you talk about micro friction welders. For example, in terms of for home appliances, you need to join a 2 mm tube with a inner diameter, idea of 1 mm. That means you're talking about half an mm of wall thickness. That's an incredibly difficult piece to achieve. However, there's a market out there. There's no real solution. There are not many people who are able to do that. That's what gives us the passion. And it started by our chairman, Mr. P.S. Nair. He's the guiding light and the motivation for us to go in this forward. That's what we are doing. So in this IMTEX, the micro friction welder is one of our innovations. Where when I say micro friction welder, the axial load that is about 70 kg. So from the tons, thousands and hundreds of tons, we have come down to just 70 kg. So that's also another level of complexity to achieve that amount of precision, and as well as the cycle times. This is the product. It's sort of a pilot now. We are going to officially launch probably another 4-5 months down the line. This sort of a pilot that we launched in this index. That is one end of the spectrum. At the other end of the spectrum, you see there's a lot of automation requirements. So new technologies are coming in. The whole manufacturing landscape is changing. Because of that, there's a huge pressure on reducing the cycle times. So we also have another line of thinking in that aspect. So friction welders, we have launched friction welders where we are reduce the cycle times by more than 50%. That means we are doubling the productivity of our machines, and that's the value that we bring to our customers.
One innovation what we have seen at your stall was the implementation of artificial intelligence, the LLM, ChatGPT, your stir welding application.
Right.
That AI, whatever we are seeing outside, is now coming into manufacturing. That's great. What kind of transformation you are able to see in the shop floors?
Okay, as you touched upon AI, that's the biggest buzzword right now. If you pick any industry, everyone talks about AI. So when you look at AI, it is not just the automation; it's transforming the landscape. So we need to look at from an overall organization, supply chain, that kind of abstraction. So we don't look at it in silos. So that is one of the biggest transformation that is going to hit manufacturing very soon. Probably it might be slightly later than the other industries, but it will definitely hit. And you can see an effect of that in shop floors too. Data-driven decision making, uh, automatic reconfiguration of assembly lines, all those things comes in, and it is all driven by the data and information that you gather from the shop floors.
And the kind of investment what these people are able to do for technology, do you think that there is an investment? People are ready, are the manufacturers ready to invest in these technologies? Not just AI, I'm talking about. Talking about advancing the capabilities in the shop floor.
Uh, it's a necessity at some point of time. Right now, there's a hype around some of the technologies. Like every CXO wants to have certain technologies so that they can have that checkbox ticked. But however, you definitely need to invest in these technologies, and the benefit of that is going to be disproportionate. The only thing is that you need to cut out the noise and focus on what is really important to you, and then focus on those technologies. Ultimately, it's all about productivity. And when you see the design philosophy getting changed, the way the products are being manufactured changes, then your shop floor is going to be impacted. One example is the additive manufacturing space. We have a solution called additive friction stir deposition. Stir welding is one of our product lines. We can do additive manufacturing using that. So that sort of technologies, once it reaches the, what is it, it's cost effective, still it is not yet full-fledged. You can see the whole manufacturing process, your design philosophy, the way that you design products is going to change. And that is going to have a big impact on your shop floor also. And along with the automations coming in, and you can see a big change coming in. So investment is definitely needed. So all what it needs is you need to figure out what is that you need to focus on, what is the outcome that you want to have. And based on that, you need to choose how the investment has to be.
Ground reality, check the ground reality.
Yes, yes. You may innovate. You don't look at incremental changes. You need to take a step back and then see from a different perspective on how the whole landscape changes. So that is needed always. Don't try to automate those bits and pieces. You have to have a 50,000 feet view and take that approach. That's what I would suggest.
India is now getting new investments, especially uh, with after COVID, the China Plus One policy. We have seen the aerospace industry is growing, as well as the emerging industries like EV, semiconductor. There are a lot of new industries coming. What kind of opportunities you see with these new sectors coming for manufacturing?
There are a few industries, as you said, which is really picking up. The electronics manufacturing, the aerospace, the private players are coming in. If you see in space sector, there are a lot of startups who are building really, really great products. So India is in the cusp of a huge breakthrough in manufacturing across the spectrum, be it electronics, be it aerospace, pick any industry that's going to grow really, really fast. And overall, we see a great potential for our solutions also in these spaces, especially in the space and aerospace sector, because that needs a lot of precision, innovation, and that's where we come into. So overall, it's looking really great for Indian manufacturing, and I can see the impact of that in the current IMTEX also. This IMTEX that's ongoing.
Your products goes both in the metal forming as well as in the metal cutting.
Right.
So I think we don't have to wait next 2 years to see you again in IMTEX. I believe you will be there in IMTEX cutting.
We'll be there in the next.
So what will be some of the new innovation which you think that you will be able to bring for the changes, transformation, what is happening in the industry?
So metal forming has been our mainstay and the test rigs. So I see, as I said, the aerospace, the rail industry, they are really, really growing pretty fast. So we have test rigs which cater to these kind of industries. So that's going to be I think we are going to focus on that more. Additionally, our stir welding applications that has got huge relevance in electronics industry, aerospace industries, railways and all. So the big rail coaches, or you talk about the aerospace industry. So there's a lot of focus on that. So that's where I think we can contribute to the growth of this industry. Right now, this is the domain of foreign players, and with our technology, we feel we can crack that market.
Thanks, Sumeshji, for sharing your time. I hope you had a great IMTEX, and let's see you somewhere in one of our events
Sure,
in the coming months.
definitely.
Thank you. All the best.
Thanks, Mr. Hari. Nice speaking to you.
My pleasure.